Namaste and welcome to this practice. Let's begin by lying on our back. You may like to have the legs stretched out or bend the knees. Have the feet a little wider than the hips and let the knees rest against each other. Let the hands rest on the belly with the elbows down on the floor. And close down the eyes. Feel your inner view dropping down to the lower belly. Feel the gentle expansion of the belly under the hands. And the contraction, the sinking all the way down to the navel. As you notice the softness under the palms, experience that same softness through the forehead, the lips and the jaw, the shoulders, the arms, the back of the body. Take just another 3 breaths to arrive here for this practice. And then with the knees bent, you can keep the left foot on the floor, but bring the right knee in towards the chest and just interlace around the knee or the shin. And slowly begin to pulse the knee away from the body as you breathe in. And exhale the knee in a little closer as you breathe out. Slowing the breath right down to match the movement of the leg. And there isn't a lot of movement. You're determined by the length of the arms, how far the knee moves away. So you're being invited to really slow the breath down. And notice the pause in between the breaths. And we'll do the same with the leg extended. So you might like to hold a little lighter this time on the thigh, drawing the knee in a little closer towards you. And then as you inhale, take it a little further away. And you can decide how far away. It might just be a small pulsation. Keeping the shoulders, elbows relaxed. And already sensing this energy moving up through this right leg, awakening this right leg. And remembering you can stay with any of these variations along the way. Otherwise, let go of the leg, turn the palms down and just tuck them under your hips for a moment. And let this right leg kick up and down. So you want this right leg to move a little faster than the breath this time. Feel an ease all the way from the toes up into the hip crease. And notice how you're creating this breeze with the leg bouncing up and down as the hamstring begin to free up here. Next time the leg comes up towards the ceiling, take hold again. Begin to draw that leg in a little closer. Option to lift the head and shoulders up towards the leg. You may even like to take the left leg away, point through the toes and let that leg hover and perhaps even pulse over the surface of the floor. Returning the left foot and the head and shoulders back down to the ground. Fold the right leg in, bring the right ankle to the left knee. For a moment, just let everything go. Feel the toes soft, the right knee heavy as it falls away from the rest of the body. We'll continue moving through these variations. So bringing the left leg in towards you, wrap around and take hold of the back of the thigh or the shin. And start to squeeze those legs in a little closer towards you. Flexing the feet, drawing the toes back towards the shins. Encouraging the right hip to move away as you take the knee further away. You might even lift up head and shoulders and squeeze in a little more here. Find ways to lengthen the breath. So not holding the breath. Remember when you were pulsing the knee, find the length, the space in between. Release the head and shoulders down while continuing to draw the knee in a little closer. Relax the toes. Soften the fingers, soften the skin. Just back it off a little now, that effort. And take note if anything shifted for you. Have you noticed any restriction or tension simply faded away? Releasing both feet down to the ground, setting up here for bridge pose. So bringing knees over ankles. You might even touch the heels with the fingertips just to get a sense of where the feet are. Spreading the fingers wide alongside you, press into the feet, the palms. Inhale, lift up into your bridge. Sending the tailbone to the back of the knees as you engage into the shoulders and the back of the head. There's a firmness through the body. So explore where you could feel some softness. And that may be as you gaze over the belly, watching the rise and fall of the breath. On your next exhale, lower the spine from top to bottom, all the way back down. Bringing the left knee in towards you. As you breathe in, knee moves away. Long, slow breath as you exhale and bring it back into the chest. Could you possibly enjoy this invitation to slow down a little? And notice how easily you can slip back into that mode. Begin to straighten that left leg and hold lightly on that leg as you again just let it pulse forward and back. You're guiding it with the hands or the fingertips. And the energy is beginning to rise up all the way to the sole of that foot, like steam rising off the road. Tuck the hands underneath the hips and then let that leg go like it's a heavy ball dropping to the earth before kicking it all the way back up. So really letting that leg experience a looseness, a lightness, and it's just all happening on its own. And you may be surprised at the range of movement you have here as the back of the body awakens. When our hamstrings are free, often there's a relief from any lower back pain. This whole superficial back line from heels to the back of the neck become free. So leg extends up, take hold and maybe draw that leg a little closer towards the face, lifting the head and shoulders off the mat is another option. Reach the right leg away and let it hover above the floor, pulsing, pulsing. Breathing, breathing. Fold everything back in. Take the left ankle to rest on the right knee, and like you flick the switch, let everything go for a moment. Take note what it is that you need in these next few moments. You might join me by reaching through and taking hold of the shin or the back of the thigh. As the right knee draws in, the left knee moves away a little. Begin to flex the feet, draw the toes back, start to squeeze it in, feel the muscles switching on. Head and shoulders lift, tucking yourself in, lengthening the breath. Releasing the head and shoulders down. Keep squeezing the knee in a little more. And then begin from the toes to soften the ankles, lower legs, knees, thighs, inner, outer, buttocks. And then releasing both feet back down onto the earth. Finding your bridge pose, take a moment to set it up. Rise up as you inhale. While you hold here in bridge pose, you might like to add the arms, inhaling the arms up and over, keeping the hips lifted as you exhale the arms back down alongside you. Be mindful as you breathe in, extend the arms to track the knees over the ankles. So there's a slight squeezing in through the inner thighs to stabilize the legs. And perhaps you've got two more that you could join me with. Lowering the spine down as the arms touch back down alongside you. So extending the left arm out to the side, roll over to your left so you can stack the knees as comfortably as you're able to. Bring the right arm over towards that left palm. As you breathe in, skim the fingertips across the front of the body and extend the right arm to the right side. On the exhale, close that arm all the way back down, palms towards each other. Inhale and slide the arm across, let the right shoulder move down to the floor. And exhale to close that book. You might follow the right fingertips with your gaze, coming across the body, over to the right side. And reaching up as high as you can on the exhale, bringing the hand all the way back and over. And twice more like that. After your last one, as the palms are towards each other, you can bring the hands back to center, roll onto your back, shift the hips over to the left, stacking the knees comfortably and switching sides so your right hand is on the earth. As you inhale, slide the left fingertips and open through the chest, and exhale to reach up and around to close the palms down. With your breath, long, slow breath, in and out. No hurry. 3 more like this. Count them down. Enjoying that increasing spaciousness through the shoulders, the upper spine, and eventually the palms meet, and take your time to roll your way onto your back. You can keep the arms wide with the palms turned up and take the knees out to the sides. Take the feet out to the edges of the mat, the knees wide. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, knees move to the right side, heavily falling to the right side. And as you breathe in, they come back through center. And exhale to the other side, the left side. And as you move from side to side, you may like to turn your head in the opposite direction of the knees. And stay right through to the end of that exhale. Only moving back through center when it's time for you to breathe in. And we're going to meet with our knees over to the right side where we began. And you can roll your whole body to that right side. And take your time to find your way up onto your hands and knees. Spread the fingers wide, stack the wrists under the shoulders. Knees a little apart, maybe hip width apart. And as you breathe in, lengthen from the navel to the chest, looking up. As you exhale, round the spine, looking under, tucking the tail, tucking the chin. Inhale to scoot all the way up. Exhale, release, tucking under, rounding through the upper back. Inhale. And exhale. Find a neutral spine and take the hips back into child's pose, extending the arms so they're still wide, bringing the forehead down if you're able to, elbows buoyant, armpits lifted, sending the tips of the shoulder blades back towards the sit bones. As you breathe in, come forward onto hands and knees. Shift your weight forward so you're in half plank. You may need to step the knees back slightly. Exhale to release all the way down. Find Sphinx pose. Come onto the forearms. So forearms a little wider than shoulders is perfectly fine. Imagine you're dragging the mat back towards you as you lift up brightly through the chest. Engaging into the top of the feet, the knees may lift a little. Keep pressing into the hands and the forearms. Steady breath, noticing the belly moving against the earth. On your next exhale, allow yourself to melt all the way back down. Coming up through hands and knees, lengthening back into child's pose as you exhale. Have the hands wide, elbows lifted, and just begin to sway a little here from side to side, skimming the hips over the heels, bringing that movement into the shoulders. And coming all the way back up onto the hands and knees. Bring the knees together. As you breathe in, take the left leg back behind you. On the exhale, curl it in, round through the upper back as you did a moment ago. Inhale to reach back. Drop the left hip slightly. Exhale, curling in. Inhale, reaching back. Bring the knee a little further forward if you're able to, all the way to the left wrist, and find your pigeon pose. Sliding or walking the right leg back so you find the center of the right knee. In this way, you'll find evenness with the hips. You can always make a support under the left hip. If and when you're ready, you can fold forward. Scan from the toes upward and find some softness through the body that you first thought wasn't there, wasn't possible. Relaxing those toes. Softening the thighs and the buttocks. Allowing the belly to relax all the way down. Feeling the chest heavy. The jaw relaxed. Fingers soft, very soft. You can begin to rise up. Just enough so that you can roll out to this left side and bring yourself around to the long side of your mat. So you're finding your half butterfly. You may need to bring this extended leg in a little. Find the front of the sit bones. Ensure that the knee on the extended leg is facing upward. Lift up through the spine and take the right hand across the body, left hand behind you to twist. Draw the toes back on the extended leg. Imagine the chest expanding as you breathe in. And anything that's holding you back is simply dissolving as you breathe out. You might be able to soften the elbows a little. Notice how the breath invites you into a state of deep ease, both body and mind. As you bring the head back around to the front, keep the back arm behind you and maybe wrap it around behind you. We're going to lean out towards this extended leg. And it might just be the hand on the leg here, continuing to rotate the chest around to the bent leg side and upward as you lean out towards the extended leg. You could look up, forward, or even down. Relaxing through the bent leg thigh. That should be your left thigh. Relaxing through the thigh, feeling the sit bones, wanting to ground down as the buttocks soften. And the side ribs expanding, almost like you can reach them out in that direction, that left side. The more that you press the ribs out, there's an opening and a drawing in of every breath. You can come all the way up through center. And then we send the weight forward in this half butterfly. It might be dropping the head, sending some weight into the hands, or supporting your head in any way that feels appropriate to you, while still encouraging that knee to face the ceiling. Feel the rotation instead from the hips, and give yourself time. Wherever you are right now is perfect just for you. You can come all the way up, coming back around to the front of your mat, so you're back into more of a pigeon pose shape. Step that front leg back. Find your child's pose. You may like to take the knees even wider this time, sinking your way down to the floor. Notice how the chest also wants to release down now. Finding your way back onto your hands and knees. Bringing the knees together in the middle of your mat. As you inhale, take the right leg back, look forward. Exhale, curling in, round through the upper back, knee towards the nose. Inhale, reach back, look forward. Exhale, curling in. Your breath. As the knee comes forward, you can bring it a little further forward towards the right wrist, finding your pigeon pose. Lengthening back through the left leg. Finding the evenness through the hips. And then notice how heavy the hips can feel now as you release all the way from the toes, scanning your attention. Lower legs through the knees. Upper legs. Buttocks. Lower back. Abdominal muscles. Mid-back. Upper back and chest. Shoulders, arms, soft fingers. Relaxed forehead and jaw. Light lips. Heavy tongue. Easy breath. Easy breath. Notice the pulsation of energy under the skin. Experience your whole body breathing. Keep coming back to this sensation, this intimate connection with your internal space, your energetic self. Begin to rise up and just notice that energy shifts slightly as you transfer around to your half butterfly, folding the right leg in, extending the left leg and solidifying your base as you draw the toes back slightly towards the shin. The spine naturally wants to lift up out of the hips as you take the right hand behind you, left hand across to twist from the lower ribs slowly upward. You feel the bind of the arms helping to hold you here in the twist. But it's all the space in between that perhaps doesn't need this holding. It might be a way that you could soften the elbows and the jaw, the neck. Feel this softening coincide with that soft, easy breath. As you make that conscious choice to feel a little deeper, receive a little deeper. Bring the head back around. Keep that the right arm, behind you. You might wrap it around behind you. And then start to lean out towards that left leg. You can support yourself by bringing the hand down onto the thigh, the elbow, or even a support like a block or a bolster. Thinking about those left ribs moving up and around towards the right side. If it's too much for the neck, you don't have to add the head into the twist. Allow yourself to open up fully. Taking in the breath to the belly, up into the ribs, finally into the chest. And as you exhale from the chest to softening the ribs and then down into the belly. 3 parts to this yogic breath. Finding the spine back upright and maneuvering it back around to center. So much more space. And then find your way forward a little into your half butterfly. The practice of yoga is constantly keeping us alert and awake. How it feels on this side isn't necessarily the same as it was on the first side. So the more you're able to stay present with this experience that you're having right now, you're ensured of making positive and compassionate choices for your body and whatever it is you're needing moment by moment. Slowly rising all the way up through center. You can turn back to the front of your mat with your right knee across the mat and reach back into your child's pose. It may be stillness here, or you may like to sway the hips a little from side to side. You could even soften the elbows a little. And finding your way back onto hands and knees, where you can find half plank. So remembering the knees step back slightly from the hips, the spine is long, the belly is firm to support the lower back. And then as you exhale, release all the way down to the earth. You might find Sphinx again, otherwise join me in Locust Pose, Shalabhasana. As you breathe in, we're going to pulse a few times here. So rising up, elbows and knees bend a little. Feel yourself just gliding like a feather being picked up off the earth by a gentle breeze. Inhale, rising and falling with the exhale. Maybe able to join me with just one more if it's there for you. striving, pleasantly content. Turn the palms up for a moment, rest on one cheek and let the big toes direct in towards each other. Notice how easily you can switch off those back muscles that were just seconds ago switched on and active. Making that choice now to switch them off, be passive, be relaxed. What a gift this knowing is, to be able to transfer this into our life, on and off by choice. Bring the head through center, come all the way up through hands and knees. You can bring the knees together and just sit off to the side so you can find diamond pose, soles of the feet together as far out as possible in front of you while still keeping them connected. Find a little tilt forward to the front of the sit bones. And so hold on to the knees or the legs, breathe in and peel the shoulders back. As you exhale, tuck the chin in and round the spine. Inhale to lift. Hinge forward from the hips as you exhale. Slide the hands down the legs. Breathing in, rolling the spine up. Take the shoulders back. Maybe lift the chin. Exhale to round, tucking the chin all the way in, sitting back a little. Inhale, lift. Folding forward. Let gravity take the body as you exhale. And just once more like this, rolling the spine up. Get a sense of that brightness that the inhale provides you. Beginning to turn inward on the exhale, rounding, folding. Inhale to lift. Make a choice here to let it all go as you fold forward. And you might hold the legs, or you might let the palms turn upward as you let yourself settle, releasing the head down towards the earth. With a bend through the elbows, feel the shoulders rounding and releasing. Go on and open your mouth just 3 times, stretching it wide. And closing it back down. You may not have been aware of just how much tension you've been holding there in the jaw. Preparing to come all the way up as you breathe in slowly, stacking the spine. The head comes up last of all. Shoulders peel back. You can lean back onto the hands, take the feet wide. And just as you did while you were lying back, let the knees move from side to side as you turn the head. Relaxing into a new experience within your body. Notice how, as you've changed the shapes of your body, you've actually changed the state of your mind. What a gift for yourself to take this time out. And I know that you have just 5 more minutes to either recline back in Shavasana Or perhaps you'd like to take a comfortable seat. Stay with me just 5 more minutes, a 45-minute practice that you've gifted yourself today, where you will receive the benefits for many, many hours and days to follow, as will all those people that you interact with. So whether you've chosen to relax down, reclined, or seated, go on and allow yourself to feel those eyes closing all the way down. A heaviness through the eyelids as you notice all of the tiny muscles around the eyes relaxing. Feel that same sense of ease down into the jaw and lips. Through the neck, every side of the neck. Across the shoulders, down through the upper arms. Comfortably bending the elbows. Through to the lower arms, wrists, palms, and notice those fingers so soft. And as you bring your attention to the chest, become aware of any tension that may have been present. Has simply faded away. Allow the belly to be so soft. Noticing the gentle movement of the abdomen as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Taking your attention deeper and deeper under the skin. The attention moves down now through the hips and upper legs, relaxing all of the muscles through to the knees and lower legs, ankles, until you feel the toes so soft. And sense now that the whole body is being breathed. A subtle pulsation of energy, prana, under the skin. Whole body is so alive as you continue to give it the attention that it deserves. In this moment, you have chosen to relax into stillness. Body and mind. Eyelids heavier and heavier. Breath softer and softer. feel free to stay a little longer. Otherwise, when you're ready to re-enter your day, enjoy taking this feeling of vibrant, positive energy back with you.